Well,
So
you probably get a little bit of leeway being female because we are a society that's accustomed to the women being the moms and being maternal to people and all that. And I wanted
you're
to
right.
bridge into our third question, which is, what are some practical tips for integrating kindness into our lives? You just mentioned one. You have, and for we do this in webcast and podcast, so there are people who are listening who can't see. But Kim held up a little. Is it a rock?
It's a polished stone, just a small one. You
Okay.
can carry it in your pocket. Polished. I don't know. I might be aging myself, but older gentlemen like my grandfather's age used to carry stones in their pocket, and they call them worry stones.
Ah,
They'd
yes, I've
carry them
seen
and
that.
just rub them with their fingers and stuff. So this is a small polished stone with the word hope engraved in it. And
Cool.
so yeah, I started doing that a couple 2.5 years ago, and that's part of how the book Nuggets of Hope came about. Of that's I share some of my interactions that I've had with people that receive those nuggets. But back to your question, I mean, just simple little things. Just like I was saying, smile at a stranger, compliment a stranger. I saw three older ladies in Walmart one day, and they were just giggling. They had to have been in their mid to late 70s, and they were just giggling up a storm. And as soon as I heard them, I started smiling. And then when I came around the corner and saw them, they all had big purple hats on, and they were just laughing and giggling. And I'm like, they are having a blast. And when I finally got up to them, because I'm like, I got to go say hi to these ladies. So I walked up to him and I said, "Excuse me, ladies, but I have got to tell you, your hats are fabulous." And they just started laughing. They're like, "Oh, thank you." And they're preening, playing around, just being sarcastic, fun in a fun way with their hats. But they made my day. They absolutely made my day. And I wasn't in the best mood that day. I wasn't having the greatest day. And I heard their laughter first. So you don't know what you're doing at the time, how that might be affecting total strangers that are around you or that might see you. If you're walking in the park or something and you see someone with a puppy or a dog or pushing a stroller with a baby in, and it just makes your heart go, oh, at least it does for mine. And that takes you out of your own muck. Because
Mhm.
I'm always saying I got stuck in my muck. And it's like, pull yourself out, Kim. Come on. There's always something to be grateful for. I guess that's the other thing I want to say. There's always something to be grateful for. And it doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes I might wake up because I had a horrible night. I had nightmares all night long. And I wake up and I'm so tired. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to make it through this day? I'm so tired. I'm not going to be able to get any work done. Then I remind myself, Kim, quit it. Quit whining. You got a lot to be grateful for, including this cup of coffee.
I knew
That
you
might
were going to
be,
say that. Just have more. If you had a bad night, have more coffee during the daytime.
yeah.
Now,
But I mean, that's
what's your
that's
answer
just
for me though?
to be grateful. That might be the one thing you're grateful for that day, but you're grateful for something, and it's taken your mind out of the muck. You know.
True. Well, the problem is in my case, I had to switch to decaf coffee about 1990. So that's a long time ago
That is a
because I would wake up and like a normal person, have a regular cup of coffee, and then I would vibrate the cup off the table. And
oh,
it just had a dramatic reaction. I about 5 years ago, I got to switch around. So I now do decaf in the morning and decaf at night because I like the taste of coffee. I grew up with coffee. But then at lunchtime, after lunch, I have 1 cup of regular coffee. So I get one thing. I'm going to a 3.5 hour opera next week from I think 7:30 to 10:30. Well, actually, it'll go to 11. And I'm going to go ahead and have a cup of regular coffee right before I go into the
right
opera
before you go.
so I can sort of stay awake for that. It's Tannhauser, which is one of Wagner's shorter operas.
One of the shorter ones. Yes.
Oh yes, he's done some 5 hour. I've caught a couple 5 hour operas, and in those cases, I just bring a pillow. Yeah.
I've never been to an opera. I've not ever been to one.
Well,
Although I do like listening. I like listening to Pavarotti every once in a while.
sure, he's fabulous, and of course,
Oh,
he's I think he's retiring or retired now, but he was widely regarded as one of the best opera singers of
yeah.
this most recent generation. And I'll tell you how I started because it's I think it's informative. I started with Gilbert and Sullivan, which, as someone with a great sense of humor like you have, the Gilbert and Sullivan, part of the trick with Gilbert and Sullivan that people don't realize is it's political commentary of the 1880s. They are making fun of the crown. They are making fun of royal society. And if you realize what they're doing sarcastically, if you will, that's an American term, not the English, you can really see, oh, I see what he's doing. He's pretending to be a caricature of the king, but of course you couldn't do that in 1880s.
Right.
But you could write a comical opera and have someone that you don't call king, but acts a lot like it. But it was interesting because I saw an opera just a few weeks ago that I had not seen before, Rossini opera, and it was a lay down comedy. I mean, they had a pie in the face. They pulled a wig off a guy. I mean, all sorts of stuff. I had never seen an opera like that, but that was around 70 years before Gilbert and Sullivan. So I think what happened is that you could see the lines from that to Gilbert and Sullivan, that they
Okay.
definitely knew what they were doing. And maybe also let people know there are a few lawyers out there with a sense of humor,
Yeah.
because they were barristers, and as well as musical people. At least the one who did the lyrics was a barrister. I don't know if the one who did the music was. This is Dr. David D. Schein. Thanks for joining me for this special edition of Saving America. Remember, a new Saving America show is aired on the Brushwood Media Network every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Listen on any of the 16 network stations, Apple or Google mobile app, Apple CarPlay, TuneIn, Smart Speaker, and all smart TVs. Find more information at the brushwoodmedianetwork.com. Please be sure to join us each week. We welcome and love your feedback from our growing audience.